I love it when a plan comes together. What did I tell you the other day? Didn't I tell you the Democrats would rather see you die than this thing end and the country turn around if it meant that Trump was going to get elected? They would rather you die. They would rather you lose your business. They would rather you lose your home. They would rather, oh my God, what they would rather. As long as you could vote, they didn't care if you were homeless. Don't believe me? Politico, the leftiest left newspaper or news place or whatever the hell you call it, if this thing was any more left, it would fall off the flat earth. Let's see what they have to say. The general election scenario the Democrats are dreading. We are about to see the best economic data we've seen in the history of this country, says a top White House economic advisor. Wow. In early April, a top economist, wow, I can't speak anymore, and now professor at Harvard was speaking via Zoom to a large bipartisan group of top officials from both parties. The economy had just been shut down, unemployment was spiking, and some policymakers were predicting an era worse than the Great Depression. The economic carnage seemed likely to doom President Trump's chances at re-election. Furman, tapped to give the opening presentation, looked into the screen of poorly lit boxes of frightened wonks and made a startling claim. We are about to see the best economic data we've seen in the history of this country, he said. The former cabinet secretaries and Federal Reserve chairs in the Zoom boxes were confused. Though some of the Republicans may have been newly relieved and some of the Democrats suddenly concerned, because we can't have growth, we can't do good, Democrats, right? Everyone looked puzzled and they thought I'd misspoken. Furman said in an interview, instead of forecasting a prolonged depression-level economic catastrophe, Furman laid out a detailed case for why the months preceding the November election could offer Trump the chance to brag, truthfully, about the most explosive monthly employment numbers and gross domestic product growth ever. Since the Zoom call, Furman had been making the same case to anyone who would listen, especially the close-knit network of Democrat wonks who have traversed the Clinton and Obama administrations together, including top members of the Biden campaign. Nobody's listening to this guy. Furman's counterintuitive pitch had caused some Democrats, especially Obama alumni around Washington, to panic. This is my big worry, said a former Obama White House official who was still close to the former president. Asked about the level of concern among top party officials, he said, it's high. High. They would rather this country crash and burn if it meant they could get power. This is your Democrats. I don't know what it's going to take for you people to wake up. I really don't. But let's look at something a bit different. How do I get to this other thing? Boom, boom, boom. A Forbes article. Obama's weaponization of government. Oh, what? When you analyze the public response and blah, blah, blah. Talks about the IRS, how they targeted the IRS, and the weaponization of government is happening, and it's time Americans took notice. Hey, wake up! For all the folks primarily on the left who screamed and yelled that the Patriot Act was shredding the Constitution, far more intrusive tactics that have nothing to do with the NSA or Homeland Security are being deployed right under our noses. What? Those tactics reduce every American's personal and economic freedom. Oh my God. So you're going to tell me, well, obviously Forbes has one or two or three pro-Trump reporters, right? So it's got to be them that wrote this story. The date of this story, January 31st, 2014. Have you been being told Obama is weaponizing the government for 5 years, 6 years? And you didn't care? We cared. We've been telling you. You don't want to listen. Nothing I can do to fix stupid. Stupid is as stupid does, right, Forrest? It's just one thing after another. That thing about how the left used to cry about the Patriot Act and it's taking their rights away. What is the one response when you bring up General Flynn fighting this case? Yes, we know he pled guilty. And what's every lefty Democrat say? Well, he pled guilty. But I thought the lefty Democrats were all about how the jails are full of innocent people who were forced to plead guilty. And the Innocence Project and this and that. Oh, it's only for those people, but not for General Flynn. So let me see, you normal people out there. If the government went after you, and you racked up $2-3 million in lawyer bills, and you had to sell your house, and they went after your sibling or your child, and said, well, because your child works in your grocery store, we're going to go after him too if you don't plead guilty. But if you plead guilty, we'll leave him alone. You wouldn't plead guilty? Take a lesser charge? Stop paying all this money? And remember, the government's got endless amounts of your money to play with. You seem to not care how the Democrats just freely want to spend your money. You scrimp and save and use coupons and do this and do that. But you let the Democrats, they just want to spend. Free this, free that, free. What's free? A doctor's not going to take a salary now? For your free medical, free college? So professors and teachers are not going to take a salary? Where's this money coming from? It's coming from you. Wake up! Well, that's all I got to say. The Democrats are panicking. They want to keep this stick closed. Look at Cuomo, de Blasio, that bitch over in Michigan. Maryland, the Republican in Maryland wants to... Listen, this is not Democrat-Republican. Although I say Democrats a lot, it's just the anti-American, America-hating, leftist pieces of shit I'm talking about. They just happen to be Democrats. And some Republicans. Again, this is not Republican-Democrat. This is right and wrong, good and evil. We want our country back. Thank you. Bye.